Yo, yo, yo. What's cracking with y'all? It's your boy K Mac back here with the Blitzburgh Coverage Podcast. I am your host, Kurt Mackey, back here for episode numero 10 or numero diez. Wow. Post Monday dub celebration. It feels freaking fantastic. Man, I feel awesome. Wow. That game last night was pretty good, man. That was a good performance. I'm not going to say great, but a good performance. Holy cow, am I happy to see us get this win. Wow. Where do I start with this one? First off, let's recap this game, man. Man, it feels good to get a win. It feels fantastic to get a win. First road game against an AFC opponent that has been an absolute pain in our butts for the past 20 years. A team we had not beaten on the road since 1995. So literally my whole life, I've never gotten to see us beat the Raiders at their home since I've been watching football. So, I guess I should have, believed in the troops, but can you really blame me considering every time we'd go play Oakland, and Oakland, just shit would go wrong. And last night, quite a bit of things went right rather than wrong. So let's dive into this thing. First off, starting off the game, I got my notes right here. Las Vegas opens up with a touchdown to Davante Adams, if I'm not mistaken. And like I had previously mentioned in episode 9, I told you guys, anytime they had Levi Wallace on Davante Adams, I knew a big play was going to happen. And Davante Adams absolutely gave us the work last night. My goodness. 170 yards, 2 touchdowns? The game plan was give up big plays in order to make big plays, if you know what I'm saying. We allowed big plays at the risk of us making big plays. Hence the 3 turnovers, hence the 4 sacks. But Davante Adams and the Raiders score first. And, we come right back. We come right back with a huge 70-yard touchdown play to Calvin Austin to tie the ball game up in the first quarter. That was a massive play to match their score. We couldn't really at that point, we only had one drive, couldn't get a first down. Third and 1 got stuffed by one of the Raiders' interior defensive linemen. Hayward gets stuffed, and we had a punt. But so we head into the second quarter. It's still a 7-7 kind of game. Defense is hanging in there, just making plays, getting a good pass rush. We get 2 field goals in the second quarter. Thought those were huge. Thought those were massive. Boswell kicked great last night. 3 field goals. And he made a couple long ones. I think he made like a 57-yarder last night. I mean, Boz is just awesome, man. Unless you're a Steelers fan, you don't really know how good he really is. You appreciate him. He's won us so many games. He's been so reliable and consistent. And it's great to see him do his thing, man. He's a beast. So that was huge, him making those threes and giving us 9 points. Total, 3 field goals. So So we head into halftime, 7-13. TJ with 2 sacks. I thought that sack to close the half out was huge. TJ ended up finishing the night with 2 sacks, 6 or 7 pressures. Man, I like this fucking pass rush we got here, man. We got 4 sacks last night. We lead the league in sacks with 13 sacks so far. We got 3 takeaways last night. A Pat Pete interception there in the third. Patrick Peterson actually had an interception, I want to say second quarter. It was earlier in the game. And Levi Wallace had 2 interceptions. He had one in the third, and I want to say one to close out the game, obviously. But that's what I mean. Like, we allow big plays, but we make big plays. So it's kind of like, live by the sword, die by the sword. But man, I thought we got to see the best drive of the entire. We got to see our best drive of the entire season there in the third quarter. We finally got things going. We finally actually had a nice drive. We got a decent run game going last night. Finally had over 100 rushing yards. And a combination of Najee, 19 rushes, 65 yards. Pickett made a couple of plays in the pocket. I thought he played his best game last night, to be honest with you. Warren had a couple nice runs as well. It was good to see the offense actually have a beat. It was good to see the offense actually progress in the right direction. And this is considering we just gave Canada a more prominent role. He's working more exclusively hands-on with Pickett now, so it could be a bad thing, could be a good thing. So at this point, heading into the fourth quarter, we're talking about a 23-7 game, two-score type of game. The Raiders were able to get a drive there going late into the fourth, capped off by Davante Adams' touchdown again. Not sure why we're leaving him one-on-one with Levi Wallace. I mean, I just didn't understand what the fuck we were doing last night with Davante. Double team that motherfucker and let Jacoby Myers win. That's what I was saying. Like, we even got to see JPJ in there last night a little bit, but that's because Levi Wallace went down temporarily and then he came back in. But, oh, God, why? I mean, Davante is going to get his, but we can't be letting motherfuckers get 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. I don't care who the fuck it is. That's a little bit too much, man. But the Raiders do get a touchdown there with Davante, a little nice route. I mean, Davante's a beast. I'm not even going to really talk shit, but. And then a wide open play action, tight end little play there to the left with Mayer, their Notre Dame tight end they drafted. But overall, man, offensively speaking, 17 first downs. We were 6 of 15 on third down, only allowed 1 sack. Though Pickett definitely got pressured, and he was getting cracked last night. Man, Max Crosby is no joke. Pickett hung in there, man, and made some good throws in the fire. I'm not even gonna lie. He made some good throws in the pocket. 16 of 28. Pickett finally had his first multi-touchdown game. 2 touchdowns. No interceptions is absolutely massive. Should have had one earlier in the game to Marcus Peters, but Marcus Peters dropped it. GP, a.k.a. George Pickens, had 4 receptions for 75 yards. Calvin Austin III with that huge 7-yard touchdown play. It was good to finally see Muth get the ball a little bit. That touchdown drive there in the third, we actually really got to see him kind of get utilized there. He got a nice touchdown pass, wide open. The running game actually finally got clicking a little bit, which allowed Pickett to work play action and then had Muth wide open in the red zone. So as soon as we kind of got that, I was like, shit, man, all we got to do is, kind of control this game, and we got this fucking win, dude. It was 23-7, and that drive was way late in the third, so we only had about 4 minutes left there in the third. And had about a quarter and less than half left of a game. Defense only allowed about 70 rushing yards, which was big. I really thought they shut down the run, and they forced Garoppolo to beat them. And Garoppolo made some plays, but, I mean, honestly, he just made some. That's what I mentioned in my podcast preview of this game. It's like, depending on what Jimmy G we get, we can win this game, we're going to lose this game. We got the bad Jimmy G. Pressured him, cracked him a couple good times, and ultimately he threw 3 interceptions to us. And I haven't mentioned this yet, but I got to say, special teams this year so far has been probably the best unit besides the defense. Presley Harvin punted great last night, really putting them deep in some situations. Special teams coverage on kickoffs and punt returns was phenomenal as well. I didn't mention Harvin last week, but Harvin also had a good punting week last week against Cleveland. So, for as much crap as I give him, he has honestly showed up pretty good so far. And Boswell with the field goals was critical last night. So, man, what can I say? Just last night was a huge win for this team moving forward. We're 2-1. We are tied for first place in the AFC North. Who would have thought that? I mean, after how things started off this season, week 1, man, that's why I was saying, like, you can't get too high, you can't get too low week to week. So I'm not gonna get too high off of this one. But this defense, I tell you, this defense, when we get Cam Hayward back, holy crap, this pass rush is going to be nasty. Because last night we got 4 sacks, 2 out of TJ. Highsmith had some really good pressures. Marcus Golden had a sack last week and this week. Like to see that because that just shows we have good pass rush depth. And then even the young Keanu Benton flashed last night and had a huge sack there in the game. He got a sack. The Wisconsin rookie we drafted. I thought he's been flashing a little bit. I think he needs to see more snaps as he absolutely blew up that play. I mean, he just, man, this pass rush is going to be nasty when we get Cam back. So we can just keep this defense fresh relatively and just score around 20-ish points, dude. I feel like we can win a lot of games. I really do. But I can't wait to see how we look when we get Deontay back. The formula is just going to be moving forward. Just don't turn the ball over. Convert some third downs. Give the defense a break. And let's see what we can do, man. I mean, if we can get a semi-decent run game going, we'll get Deontay back here in the next couple weeks. Dude, we're cooking. We're going to be cooking. We're going to be cooking and we're going to be putting out some fucking exquisite fucking 5-star meals. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying we're going to be fucking putting up 70 points like the Miami Dolphins, but, dude, if we can just score 20 points a game, we can beat a lot of teams because this defense is going to bring the heat. We're going to pressure your quarterback. We're going to stop. We haven't been able to stop the run number-wise, but if we can just make teams one-dimensional, we can beat anybody. That's going to be the key here. So, last night was a good start for this offense. Finally put up 20-plus points because I don't count last week. Defense scored twice. So it was the best showing so far against a not-so-good Raiders defense, like I mentioned. So maybe now we look back and we're kind of like, okay, well, Cleveland and San Fran's defense, honestly, so far this year, their defenses have been legit. Cleveland yesterday pretty much took care of Tennessee. Their defense played really good against the Titans. I mean, just shut down everything. Got to give them credit for that. And the Niners are what they are. We know what the fuck they are. So, we got a big game tonight though to kind of keep our eyes on, just because we got to keep track of our, the quote. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Bengals playing the Rams, Monday Night Football. Man, if the Bengals lose tonight, man, you got to be worried if you're a Bengals fan. That Burrow injury is nothing to sweat about, man. So, yeah, so Steelers fans, keep your eyes out tonight, man. That's a big game to kind of keep our eyes on. I mean, if the Bengals fall to 0-3, man, that's massive. That is massive. So we're 2-1, only have a loss to an NFC foe, 2 wins, obviously, against Raiders and Browns. But, yeah, that was a big win last night for this squad. First road game. We got a road game next week against Houston, who played really good yesterday against the Jaguars. And honestly, Houston has played pretty well this year, outside of that Indianapolis game where they got absolutely throttled, if I'm not mistaken. But they hung in there pretty well against the Ravens week 1, and They beat the Jaguars pretty good yesterday, man. C.J. Stroud honestly has looked pretty good. I mean, not really good, but he's looked pretty decent, man. So, that Houston game, don't sleep on Houston. Do not sleep on Houston. As Houston, you have a problem. But we'll get to that game. We'll preview that game later this week. And I would like to apologize to anybody who's been watching the podcast and the videos. I have been way, way off track with this shit as far as the uploading goes. But honestly, I've been really busy with work and just other stuff. So no excuses. Your boy's got to do better, and I will do better. But we're here now. We're off the next couple of days, so we're going to catch up on this shit. But it was good to see, GP get his a little bit. It was nice to get a huge play, another huge play, another 70-yard plus play. So that was massive. Got to get points however we can get them. Boswell was massive. Presley Harvin was massive. Plus for teams was good. Real quick. I didn't even mention this. When the Raiders finally got that scoring drive, that was ridiculous. I forgot to touch on this. That roughing the passer call on Minkah Fitzpatrick was absolutely shameful and disgusting. How was that a roughing the passer? Can someone please explain to me how that was a roughing the passer? Wide open blitz. It's football. That play is the ultimate definition of football. What do you mean roughing the passer? It was shoulder. It was all shoulder. His head might have come into contact a little bit, but are you kidding me? That was ridiculous. The referees basically gave them that fucking touchdown drive. But, yeah, still don't like Levi Wallace. Pat P's still old, but we made plays last night. Got our 3 turnovers. Good to see Muth. I'm not going to be super pumped, but pretty happy with the performance. TJ's leading the league in sacks with 6. Not surprised. Defense is right up there with the most takeaways. That's phenomenal. But 2-1, first place in our division. What else could you want? Something that'll do it for me as far as recapping this game goes. I pretty much touched on everything. And, just having a bit of a run game helped massively. And, so that'll do it for me. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, follow your boy everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, we everywhere. And TikTok as well. And Steeler Nation, how we feeling, man? We travel well. I can't believe, I can believe, but man, last night we took over Las Vegas. Holy crap, the towels were everywhere. Love to see it. We travel well. We're all over the country. We don't have away games. When the other team at home is on a silent pitch count, that's insane. That's what TJ said. They said that Jimmy G and the Raiders offense was on a silent pitch count. That's what we do, man. We travel. Let's make Houston a home game too. Let's not have any away games. We run this. Every trap is our trap. Flex with the win, y'all. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the dub, man. Enjoy the dubs. And, 2-1. Thumbs up for me. Should never have doubted the troops, but how could you have blamed me? But hey, let's get it. Your boy's out. Everyone have a great Monday, and go Rams.